Hello, and welcome to Ascension Arcana Tarot. This is Christine with a romance reading for you. This is a general collective reading, so as always, take what resonates and leave the rest behind. I just pulled this deck to use, and I love that the Four of Wands is on the bottom. That's like a really joyful card of union, of marriage, of partnership, of celebrating with friends and community. So it's a sweet way to start this reading. I just went on a drive earlier and there's like this perfect half moon in the sky this evening. It's like so lovely. So I hope you guys got a chance to see it too. It's very pretty. Okay. God, what do you want my viewers to know about their romance journey this week? We have the Seven of Pentacles. And karma. I'm like super drawn to the fact that they're the same. The sky in these is the same color. The same sort of like shadowy drawing. That's interesting. The Seven of Pentacles just feels like that waiting energy to me. So if this is your romantic situation, it's like maybe this has been a long time coming. Like we keep getting the Knight of Pentacles a lot, and I'm feeling it's just related to this. Like this guy's just standing there very patiently waiting for his harvest to come in. And he's been, he's been tending those crops for quite some time. And then karma is the judgment card in the traditional tarot. I just love the energy of this card with that eclipse. And that card represents like a new beginning, sort of like a rebirth, a second life, kind of hearing like a spiritual calling. I'm drawn to this eclipse. It's like once the eclipse passes, it's like there's how I've channeled this energy before recently. I'm getting it again from this card. It's like there's a delineation, and on one side of some sort of like event or something that happens to you, it's like whatever life was like before that time, and all of a sudden whatever life is like after that event or that time is like completely different. So it feels like there's an event or something that sort of splits like your timeline here, where it's like, I don't know, an example of that would be like maybe moving, changing a job, a marriage, right? Where it's just completely life-changing, and it's how life was before that and then how life is after that. So kind of the waiting period being over and having some sort of like big change or movement. And on the bottom of the deck here is death, which is that like similar energy. It's just a complete change. So I feel like if you're in this collective, you're maybe having this period of waiting around where like not much is really happening. And then all of a sudden it's like divine intervention coming in with that karma card. And basically like the universe kind of tapping you on the shoulder and giving you like an awakening. And you just having the choice to heed that call. We have the Six of Wands and the King of Swords. Yeah, I like that energy. He's so funny though. The King of Swords in this deck is funny. The Six of Wands came out in our weekly reading too, twice actually. So it's neat to have this back. It's that sort of energy of like success, victory, public acclaim. I was going to say this too about the karma card. It is a major arcana, which means it's more of an energy of like something inevitable coming to you like from the universe. But I also feel like it's up to your free will what you want to do with this change or with this opportunity. So it's like there's a change coming. But I don't know how to, like it's almost like you can either go with the change or you can get in your own way and kind of create maybe like some difficult energy for the situation. So I channeled that before too with another recent reading, like just kind of going with the flow feels like very much the right direction here. Even the Six of Wands, I feel like he sort of is in this like victory parade, where he's kind of going with the flow of like all the people of the parade. The energy is definitely resonating. And then the King of Swords, I just noticed his funny arm holding up the sword like that. I think that's such a silly position to have him in, but I'm noticing that he's like relaxed. I love the bird, and just feeling that like clarity energy from him feels really nice. It almost feels like he's raising up his hand as like a way of saying hello. I feel like I'm hearing that expression from like a Renaissance festival. Someone's like, hail and welcome. It feels like a welcoming energy. It feels to me like he's a mentor. He's like a really like a wise mentor. So this could be like a father figure, or like, I don't know, I'm getting the sense of it being like an older male figure, who you could like ask for advice, who is just like a really wise, kind of solid, calm person, and could maybe kind of advise you around what is the course to victory here for you. So whatever this sort of big event is that's sweeping in, that's represented by the karma card, just being able to kind of talk it out with someone and get some advice. That feels really nice. Okay. That's really funny. Those guys were actually all flipped around in the deck already, and I had missed them my first run through, and then these two wanted to flip. So I'll just put them aside for now. The Five of Pentacles, the High Priest, and the Nine of Pentacles. That's funny. I was wondering if the Hierophant would come out, because that's totally the energy that I'm getting from the King of Swords. So that, like I said, kind of around this like wise, calm, older man who could give you some really solid advice. It feels like kind of like a spiritual authority, or maybe if it's not specifically that for you, a friend who kind of has their finger on the pulse of like spirituality, whatever that looks like for you. So someone who's kind of connected with their guides, with the universe. The Five of Pentacles is that energy of, in the traditional tarot, it's like maybe like a mother and a child or something, walking past a church with the lights on, and they don't even stop and ask for help. So I feel like that's this energy, is like you kind of get left out in the cold in this like barren wasteland if you don't ask for help. Yeah, I really am just feeling that with this High Priest and the King of Swords, that there's like a male figure who could kind of help you with this or mentor you in some way. The Nine of Pentacles, I feel like, is you and your power. I'm feeling called to say, like, asking for help does not make you any less powerful. It actually makes you more powerful, that you're like brave, and willing to sort of seek counsel and like listen to somebody else's advice. So I don't know if that would resonate for anyone that you feel like you kind of want to figure things out on your own, but you don't have to. There's whoever this person is, they want to help you. I feel that energy very clearly. Like, I think it would be their honor, to kind of assist you with this energy. I feel like that karma energy is going to sweep in kind of fast, especially compared to the Seven of Pentacles, which has felt so slow. It's been like such a long time coming, right? And that karma card is going to feel pretty sudden. It almost has like a little bit of a tower feel to me with like the suddenness of it. And again, just the complete change of like, this is how things were before this event, and then after this event, life is like this now. And just sort of, yeah, being able to guide you to your victory in that. Like, what is the most successful path for you with this change? That's interesting. None of this is even necessarily about a relationship so far. It feels like another one of those readings where it's some stuff that you're going through on a personal level that's helping to clear blocks or clear space for either like deepening your current relationship or having maybe a new relationship come in if you're single. And then we have the Star and the Six of Swords, which are very lovely. I love them. The Star is, this is a different deck than we used on Sunday. But we're getting some repeat cards because the star was in that one too. The star is an energy of healing for me, and also receiving a wish come true. I'm super drawn to the fact that, like, on the karma and the star cards, there's like a celestial event happening, right? So she's got like this big star above her. These guys have this eclipse above them. So what I feel like, whatever this kind of call from the universe is, this rebirth energy, this big thing that kind of changes everything, it's a wish come true. It might be a healing opportunity, or it might be something that's been like the result of some healing work that you've done. And then the Six of Swords, again, it's like that delineation. I love this. I love when tarot does this. So in this card, the bottom half here is sort of like this more turbulent water. And then the top half is like this very serene and calm water. So again, that sort of delineation, like I said, where there's life, you know, before this event and then life after this event, and how just completely different they are. So I feel that it's like there's this turbulent water and then there's this calm water, right? And then there's like just such a kind of stark contrast between them. And the Six of Swords does represent moving into that calmer water. And again, the water of both of these sort of symbolizing that flow that I was talking about, that I'm feeling with that karma card. So again, like, it's up to your free will, I'm feeling with this. You can make this difficult for yourself if you want to. If you want to let this change in and kind of make it as easy and painless as possible, it definitely feels like going with the flow is probably a good choice. This is a very interesting situation. I like that. I wonder, like, with the King of Swords and the High Priest cards, it could be that that is your romantic partner, representing your romantic partner. If your romantic partner is like a pretty wise and spiritual person, it could be a friend. It could be like a family member. It doesn't have to necessarily be romantic, but I do feel like for some of you that might be kind of consulting with your relationship partner about this change. That's neat. It's like an opportunity to kind of invite the change in together and then work through what comes up. I want to ask what it is. I'm definitely feeling it as like a change or an event. Yeah, we'll use these guys. Can you give us some clarification on the karma card? What is this change or event that's coming in here? The universe is like, that's really funny. We had a lot of these cards are repeating from the Sunday reading or the weekly reading. This is a completely different deck. The Seven of Cups is just about choices. So I'm just laughing because that's like the least clarifying card that we possibly could have gotten. So it's basically just saying that you're going to have some choices. I'm even like drawn to this wizard on here, that he's like an older male figure, who one would think might be wise as he is a wizard. But again, just like consulting with whoever this person represents for you. And as always, like the gender on the cards is kind of irrelevant. It's just an energy. So this can be someone who's a male or a female. In real life, it doesn't matter. This would be someone who you see as like a very wise person, who feels very calm and confident. There's like an inviting energy here that this person really wants to help you and like cares very much about you and would like to give you advice and help you navigate this. So whatever this event is here that's represented by that karma card, it's going to lead to you having some choices to make. And I think maybe that's where this advice piece comes in, is that they could kind of help you identify if there's a choice to make, what would be a good choice? I don't know if you guys saw on the bottom of the deck is the King of Pentacles. I feel like it's just showing again that sort of grounded male energy that's there to like help and support you. All right, what is your advice for this collective for their romance journey for this week? What is your advice? I always want to shuffle up there, and it's like way easier for me to do it back here. Seven of Swords. So the Seven of Swords, I feel like a lot of readers read that as like a really negative and like sneaky energy. It has like a, I don't know, this is like an animal totem thing for me, so I don't know if this will resonate for anyone, but I love foxes. And I always think of Seven of Swords as like a fox energy where it's sort of like sly and cunning. And this guy is really, he's kind of thinking about himself and what he wants and how to get it. So it's kind of like a self-centered energy, but I actually am feeling that there's something really powerful about that here. So you may be a person who often focuses on like others or pleasing others. And it kind of feels like for once the advice is just to focus on yourself and like get what you want, which I think is not normally maybe like natural for you, to just think about yourself. I don't feel like that is harmful to anybody. Like this guy kind of values these swords, right, that he's collecting in his bag. He sees something of value in them. He wants to have them and he's just taking them. And I feel like that's okay. Like it doesn't hurt anybody. Yeah, I feel like there's going to be a cup here, right? There's going to be a decision that has something to do with just something that you really want. And it's okay to just pursue that and kind of claim it. Like, I don't know. I always have my caveat, right? Like, make your own decisions. I'm not here to make decisions for you, obviously. But if that resonates at all, especially if you're a person who does not usually just sort of pursue what you want, you're maybe kind of tend to always put others first. I feel like that's definitely a message for you is like, this time it's time to put yourself first. But in like a loving way. I hope that makes sense. It doesn't mean like plow over other people, right? But it does mean that there's something here that's valuable to you that you can have if you put yourself first. The Ten of Wands. I feel like he's just going home. I'm super drawn to the Castle, actually. It feels like the hard work is worth it. I'm feeling like that's really connecting to the Seven of Pentacles. So the Pentacles energy is very grounded and it has a lot to do with work. The Pentacles suit is very much about kind of putting in the work and then reaping the physical rewards of like the time and energy that you've put into your work. So I feel like this guy is kind of tired. He's kind of tired of carrying this burden and like not seeing any results. Just like in the Seven of Pentacles, this guy has been farming these pentacles for who knows how long, right? And he's just kind of sitting around waiting for his harvest to come in. I just feel like you're finally almost home. So having that sense of hope that even though you may not have seen a lot of like external validation of the work that you've been doing or like the journey that you're on, I feel like you're going to see it soon. Like you're going to see that sort of castle on the horizon soon and be like, yes, it's going to kind of give you like a boost of energy to see that the dream is reachable, right? Like the end is kind of near in a really positive way. Like the burdensome and heavy time is kind of coming to a close with this karma, whatever that event is. What other advice do you have for this collective? There, got tangled up in my stand. We have the Six of Pentacles, the Ten of Swords, And the Three of Pentacles. This is like an interesting... I'm not really sure what this has to do with anything. This is funny. This is like not a very romantic romance reading, but I feel like there's something here going on. Like I said, something that's going on for you that's either going to clear space for this or clear some, like energetically kind of clear space in your relationship. I feel like the Six of Pentacles feels like relying on somebody else for your financial well-being. And the Ten of Swords being that like completely coming to an end. It's coming, it feels like it's coming from like an ego place, and also maybe a place that makes you very anxious. So this would be like, I don't know, maybe like a family member who you don't get along with very well, but you're kind of forced to relate to that person because somehow, for some reason, they have some sort of influence in your financial situation. But the Ten of Swords is the end. Like, that guy has a lot of swords in him. Like, he is not getting back up again. And the swords for me usually represent like ego and ego thoughts. It feels like it's going to set you free, actually. I'm feeling like a liberating energy to that. Like this is something that you're really putting to rest. And then the Three of Pentacles, I like it in this deck. In the traditional tarot, it's a card of partnership, but in this one, it's this guy writing alone. He's just working on his own. So in the context of this line, I'm feeling like this is you becoming financially independent. Again, this is such an odd energy for a romance reading. So I don't know. It could be like you and your partner becoming financially independent together and sort of releasing financial ties to a family member. But it feels like sometimes in the Six of Pentacles, there's a feeling of imbalance that like this guy kind of has all the power. I'm almost noticing that he has the pentacles on a string. It feels like pulling a string, like on a puppet. That's totally the energy that I'm getting from this card. So this guy is like the puppeteer, and he's pulling the strings like a marionette, right? And if you're in this collective, you kind of have to like dance as this person pulls the strings, right? And kind of do what they want you to do. And it just feels like that situation completely coming to an end, and like you and your partner becoming financially independent. I don't know if this will resonate for you at all. I'm feeling drawn to point out that he's writing. So I don't know if writing is like important for you. And then this like bubbling beaker here just is making me think of the entire field of science. We have the sun at the bottom of the deck. That's so lovely. It's just a card of freedom and success. I feel like it kind of goes along with what I just read. Do you have any more advice for the people in this collective for their romance journey this week? Give me something romantic, man. I said, give me something romantic, and I got the Three of Cups. That's sweet. I don't know that it's necessarily romantic. For me, it's more of a card of friendship, but it is a very peaceful card of like connection. You got the Emperor. That's sweet. That's funny. It's like a very feminine and then a very masculine card. So these guys to me are friendship, but it feels very peaceful, and it's kind of that feeling of like partnership. And with the Emperor, I just heard like he rules over his own domain. Like this is you or you and your partner, like I said, if you're like in a marriage or in a long-term relationship and you guys have sort of created like a shared life together, nobody's going to have power over you anymore. This is you guys being like the master of yourselves in all ways, but especially in finances. I feel that like very strongly. And even, I didn't really say this before, but the Seven of Pentacles that we started with as pentacles, our finances, right? So this could be a change that's coming in your finances. That's so interesting. But I'm feeling this resolution here that's like very peaceful. It's very like partnered, or there's like a community feeling there of kind of working together. And then this Emperor, like I said, just having complete power over his own life, right? Like nobody else rules the Emperor. He's like the top dog. This is very interesting. What does this collective need to know for their romance journey this week? What does this collective need to know? We have cute. Playfulness. To recapture romance, allow your inner youthful spirit of fun to shine. A new love, a new person has stirred your romantic feelings. Let me feel those. Playfulness. I feel like you could use some playfulness. There's like a lot of heavy energy here. Like the Seven of Pentacles has just sort of been like this long, slow labor, right? I feel it with the Ten of Wands, again, sort of like carrying that burden, and you're like almost to the end. Being able to see the end on the horizon and knowing that you're going to make it there, you're going to achieve your goal, and you'll finally be able to rest. And then this Six of Pentacles energy with this sort of like puppeteer feeling that I was getting, there's been a lot of burden and like hard work and control in whatever this situation is for you guys. So being able to let in some playfulness feels like delightful. That feels so nice. I'm kind of surprised that we don't have like a couple of pages actually, because I can feel that. That feels really nice. There's also like a new feeling to that. It talks about your inner youthful spirit. So like your inner child, allowing your inner child out to feel like safe and playful. It kind of goes along with the Sun card that was at the bottom of the deck. And then new love. A new person has stirred your romantic feelings. So I've been feeling this as like a couple. As I've been explaining this, it's like a couple where someone else had some influence over your finances, and now you're kind of like getting free from that. That's totally what I felt over here. And on this side, I felt more of an energy of like a single person. So there could be a new love coming in for sure, especially with this Nine of Pentacles. To me, this is like, I mean, it's a minor arcana Empress energy where she is so glowing. She's so independent. She's so fun and free, and she doesn't need anybody. So she doesn't have any of that needy energy, and that's like a very attractive. So if this is you, you're having a glow up here and could definitely be attracting a new love. But if you're in more of that energy that I was saying about a couple who's kind of in this financial situation, it feels like it's just a new level of love in your relationship. Like you guys are going to be really attracted to each other when you free yourselves from this situation where someone else kind of is pulling the strings of your life. You're going to feel peaceful and you're going to feel really powerful. And I feel like that energy is going to be so magnetic. Like you guys are going to be so attracted to each other. It'll be like, it feels like second honeymoon energy. Like you're going to need to go take a trip for a week or something and sort of like rekindle your love. So even if it's not a new love, maybe like a new phase of love. Twin flame cards. Feels nice. I really am so strongly feeling still just this High Priest and the King of Swords, and that this person, whoever that represents, is important to talk to them, and they're going to have some really nice advice for you. So we have 1-1 acknowledge, take responsibility, and 8-8 Queen, divine feminine. Acknowledge and take responsibility. I'm feeling that this card is it has to do something with this financial situation where, yeah, like you might have, I mean, if someone has been just feeding you pentacles, right? You kind of have to acknowledge that that's what's going on, and that kind of gives that person some power over you, right? You're kind of giving your power away with this sort of like puppeteer energy that I'm getting here. So just acknowledging that you can be responsible for your own finances. You don't need to be taken care of anymore. And that actually sets you free. And then the Queen, the Divine Feminine, that feels like that Nine of Pentacles energy to me, just like that really attractive energy that like she's minding her own business. She's living her best life. And I also feel like just being able to receive, right? Like receiving your good from the universe. So you don't have to have someone kind of pulling your strings like a puppeteer. You can receive your good from the universe. It doesn't need to come from, you know, another person kind of with strings attached, right? Yeah, that's fascinating. I like this energy. This is cool. I really feel like the strongest advice is to just seek out help from whoever this wise person is in your life who really wants to support you. It's like lovely. So that feels super complete to me. Please feel free to like, share, subscribe, leave a comment if you feel called to do so, as all of those things help me as I'm growing my channel. And I hope to see you in my next reading. Bye.